Hey there, so it's me, and I'm here to talk about a kind of touchy subject, but we all know that it's more or less going on at this current moment in time. It's gonna be kind of like a draw my life thing, but kind of different. Now, I don't know if you guys can entirely see this, but we're at war. Not where I live. I live in England. England is apparently, I'm pretty sure, not in the middle of the war, but Ukraine and Russia are. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on this. So you guys may remember the First World War, and do you remember what ended up happening to Germany when they tried to overtake France and all that? So they thought that, well, we won't get attacked by those other soldiers as we're walking over to France, but no, they ended up attacking Germany and slowing them down enough for England to find out that France was going to be attacked by Germany. Thus meaning England was able to help France out and able to stop Germany from taking it. And basically the whole war was, I'm pretty sure it was like 10 years long. And all it was just people sat in trenches with guns aiming at each other, and only a few, probably only like a few thousand bullets being fired. Because it was more or less a stalemate. Germany ended up getting their trenches out ready, but that was near France, so since France also ended up getting their trenches ready, they both ended up having a war between each other, but none of them wanted to move closer. Because they knew if one of them moved closer, the other side would end up being able to just attack them and stop them. So more or less, it was like one of the biggest versions of a stalemate, more or less, for countries. None of them would attack because none of them really could, and none of them could move forward or back. And eventually the war just ended. Second World War, I'm not really in the mood to talk about because YouTube and all that, innit? All I'm going to say is 15 million people who have different beliefs to this one man ended lifeness. Their life was ended. And now we have to deal with possibly the Third World War. But we do have only one main thing which is kind of helping us. At least that's not the Fifth World War. It's going to cause World War V. But James, you do know that for there to be a World War V, there has to be a World War III and World War IV first. No. It's such a big war that it just skips all the other two. That's not how that works. I don't care. It works in that way in my mind. But yeah, basically, I'm pretty sure UK is on Ukraine's side because we feel like Russia just shouldn't be doing this. You know, they've got enough land. You know what I mean? You guys have got the biggest amount of land in the world. Don't you guys need that much more? I don't know why you guys are going to overtake Ukraine. What's even more sad is the fact that I'm pretty sure almost like everyone who has been murdered or like killed in the war was it at Ukraine's side have mostly been civilians. Recently, a children's hospital was exploded by Russia. It was a Ukraine children's hospital. There were hundreds, probably even a few thousand, injured and really badly hurt kids stuck under the exploded rubble. Quite a load of them probably not alive anymore, which makes me sad. But I'm also happy that I don't have to worry about being killed, at least for right now. But I just want this to end. It's okay. It's not a good way. You know, we got things such as the world is starting to crumble apart. We got things like the ozone layer damage. We got like we're cutting too many trees down. We're polluting the earth. And last time I checked, nuclear bombs and nuclear weaponry do not help the environment in any way. Blowing up multiple buildings, making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clouds of smoke being released into the atmosphere and into all of the ozone layer doesn't seem like a positive thing. It seems like it will just ruin all the bits of effort that things such as the Tesla company and all that have been doing. Even Russia, some parts of Russia, I also feel kind of sorry for. But I don't feel sorry for, like the soldiers that are purposely killing Ukrainians. There are a few soldiers who were just lied to and told they were just going to the border to do something else. And they were then told, nah, we're actually just killing those people for no reason. So, yeah, most of them were lied to, which makes me feel even more sad. But yeah, now we've got things such as the world is getting damaged and people are having wars. That's not going to last, the world is not going to last much longer. So, I'd say just focus less on war for the moment, guys. Just stop killing each other. Maybe focus more on the environment. Because there's no point in killing loads of people in Ukraine and then blowing up all the buildings just to steal the land. Well done, you got Ukraine's land finally. But everything on it has been destroyed because you blew everything up. There's no point of blowing up everything, then stealing it. That's the equivalent of killing everyone on Earth and being like, yeah, I own the whole Earth. But then there's nothing to do on the Earth because, people run the internet. There's people who, make the internet work. There are people who run the electricity. And eventually the electricity would stop working. And also all the running water would stop because drains would probably start to get clogged. So if everyone just vanished off the face of the earth, there would be catastrophic failures such as planes crashing down from the sky. Cars would immediately be having loads of crashes on the motorways and the highways and all that. Buildings would probably also start to crumble. For all we know, if it was just the humans who disappeared and not all the things that the humans were wearing on them at the time, let's say if a dude who was standing in front of a nuclear bomb button, like launch button, vanished, but he was wearing a hat and the hat didn't vanish, hat lands on the bomb, boom, exploded. Hundreds of areas just irradiated and destroyed. Okay, all I'm saying is just, can we please end war and also end the fact that the Earth may end up turning into a real-life version of Fallout 4? I'm not in the mood to live in the year 2278 having to deal with rad roaches, okay? I'm not in the mood to have to get cryogenetically frozen, wake up and see hundreds of irradiated roaches standing massive, dead tall, and all that. So, yeah, just please no more war. It's not doing anything. I feel like Ukraine has had enough radiation and nuclear bomb explosions and all that. Since Chernobyl and all of Kiev and all that being hit by a bunch of radiation and all that. Yeah, it's not going to help that much. So, how about you just stop? Because I've had enough, yeah? I've had enough of this war going on, of all the other things. Okay, I struggled to get sleep. Last night, I ended up staying up to 5 o'clock in the morning. And then eventually I just blacked out because of how tired I was. And I wake up at around 11 o'clock in the, was it? 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock or something like that. So basically I get barely any sleep because I keep blacking out every so often. So I only get 5 to 6, maybe even just about 7 hours of sleep, which is not that much for me. But since I am here and was it talking about things such as the war, I'm also here to talk about things such as myself. So if you didn't know, I've had to deal with kids making fun of me a little bit in my school recently. So I've been moved up to where was it? I think it's year 10 class. So I'm no longer with any of the year 9 kids, so I shouldn't have to deal with them anymore. At least not during any of my lessons, so I can actually focus and get to do my work like I'm meant to. So basically, I'm just saying we don't need a war. We don't need any of these problems. You know, we've got enough things on the world. You know, we got the how do I put this? That really bad, naughty, bad thing. And, you know, we got, like, all the war going on. You know, we have to deal with everything. Have to deal with all the smoke from all the explosives going off. That's going to cause a load of problems to the environment and the world and end loads of lives. This will probably not interest you, but like a few weeks or a few months ago, maybe even a whole year ago, I was outside having fun on like my bike or my scooter or something like that, and I seen these kids throwing loads of rubbish all over the floor. So I told them, just can you like put that in a bin? You're literally outside your house, like on the front of your house. Could you just not like take that inside and just put it in a bin so that it isn't polluting the environment anymore? And he said no, and I'm like, well then, if you don't, then I guess you'll just end up ruining the earth more for yourself when you grow up. But yeah, I feel like we got a load of problems here, so I feel like we should focus on those first. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is just, we can find a way to fix this. That'd be a whole lot more easy. Having to deal with everything else there. Because, you know, we got everything here. See this? I don't really can, but you can see the edge of it. That is a plate of garlic bread, and that plate is pretty much empty. So it's basically the opposite of what the world has got on its plate right about now. Pretty much everything is trying to ruin the world. And I'd just like to say, just please do not, like, no more war. It's boring. It's sad. It's a really bad thing to do. I don't think you should be doing that. That is kind of mean. And I feel like we should just stop killing each other and focus more on defending ourselves from all the other environmental problems, such as, you know, things like, well, for one, we just end the war, which would be a good start. And then we could focus on things such as trying to get rid of, you know what this is, right? Surely you know what this is. I'm not saying it because YouTube wants to apparently demonetize anyone who says it unless it's on a news channel on YouTube, in which case it will not. And then we also have to deal with this thing, the ozone layer being damaged. And I'm not in the mood to deal with that. So just please stop for everyone, for me, for everyone in Kiev, everyone in Russia, everyone in Ukraine. Gas prices and all that are going up, which means as well loads of airlines are probably going to start working. Well, are going to start stopping to do any flights. Since it takes like I think I heard recently it takes like a plane uses like 50 gallons or 60 gallons or something like that of fuel every minute, and that's just a passenger plane. So what's that? That's just one. So imagine how much airlines are gonna have to pay for their gas inside their planes. And it's not just that; it's also the fact that since this thing, due to this thing, not that many planes are able to fly because of that problem. So not that many holidays have been happening, meaning not that much money is going towards any of the airlines because nobody's really flying with them. Thus meaning the airlines are not making that much money, thus meaning they can't spend money on the fuel, thus meaning they can't fuel their planes, thus meaning that the planes will not work and you cannot go on a holiday anymore. All I'm saying is just fix this problem. Stop killing each other. Stop ending other human lives. Because, I mean, even if you end human lives, I mean, wow, well done. You did like one 7/billionth of was it 1/7 billionth of a thing. What was it? Humans are already doing, which is killing everything, including themselves, more or less. And I don't mean by the the letter S word for no longer being able to liveness due to your own choices. I mean more as in like humanity is ending its own self. Humanity is ending itself because of we're basically causing extinction to ourselves. Not just that, we're causing extinction to other animals. Koalas are probably going to be dead by 2030 and stuff like that. By 2030, things that'll be dead will be like koalas, probably a few different types of sloth, polar bears, penguins, pandas. Pandas will probably be gone by 2030. That's another sad thing. Like, pandas are adorable. They are so cute. We don't want them to stop existing. We want them forever. They're adorable. At least when they're not trying to hurt you, that is. Basically, I'm just saying, just stop, okay? I'm going to end the video now because I've had enough of just repeatedly going off, being like, just stop, right, and then adding on more. So basically, I just want to say, no more of this, no more of that. And we want to try and solve this and solve that without having to deal with one of these in between. That's enough things what we've got to do. Okay, just remember that. There is no point of attacking anything because it's just going to ruin everyone's existence and not help the world in any way. Because basically, I'm just gonna go on for another just so I can get this video to 20 minutes. That's all. And the only main reason I'm saying all this is because I'm getting sad of things like all that smoke and all that. I'm pretty sure is damaging the ozone layer, thus meaning the ozone layer is a lot thinner, meaning that the sun is more powerful where the ozone layer is thinner, meaning that also the ozone layer is kind of thin around all the icy areas like Antarctica and the Arctic, and that means that the sun can kind of melt loads of the ice, like a bunch of the ice. And that is not good because that means less ice, less ice for animals to live on, meaning that by using weaponry like that, which will damage the ozone layer using all the smoke, you're basically ending polar bears. You're killing polar bears, okay? People are being killed, people are dying, people are being murdered, people are being exploded, buildings are being destroyed. Okay, I don't even care if YouTube takes down this video for all these words. Okay, YouTube, people are dying. And I mean that. People are dying from the war, from, I'm even saying it. I'm saying it. COVID. COVID-19 is a virus that can kill things, including humans, which is why people need to start wearing their masks. If a building says you don't have to wear a mask, go ahead, feel free, don't wear a mask, especially if it's a restaurant. You can't eat with a mask on, obviously. But if you have a mask with you and you're going into a building, I'd say just put it on anyway. It makes everything a bit more safer, everything a bit more clean, and basically that's it. Just use mask, use hand sanitizer. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Make sure that none of you get it. And if somebody in your family gets it, they have to quarantine. So even though you may not want to, you have to leave them for a bit. You have to leave them to hopefully get their strength back because you don't want to risk spreading it more. That is me just signing off. I'm ending the video now. Peace.